head coach Kim Barnes Arico. Coach Barnes Arico enters her 4th season at the helm of Michigan. Last year, the Wolverines recorded a 20-15 mark and advanced to the WNIT semifinals. Coach will start with an opening statement and then open the floor for questions.
Well, it's great to be here today and represent the Big Ten Conference. I think we've shown last year that we're the best women's basketball conference in the country and continuing every year to get better. Our team specifically, the first week of practice has been pretty exciting. We only have 4 scholarship players that are juniors and seniors, so we have 5 sophomores and 4 freshmen. So we are extremely young, but they're enthusiastic, energetic, and it's a super fun group. I would say our team right now is led by Caitlin Flaherty, who is a sophomore, was the Big Ten Sixth Player of the Year last year. She's our leading scorer returning, and she's playing with a lot of confidence. She's expanded her game. She's going inside and out. Last year she was primarily a shooter for us, but she's doing a lot more. And then we have a few freshmen, Ohio Gatorade Player of the Year last year, Hallie Thome, who's a 6'5" player, and 5'5" Gatorade State Player of the Year in New York, Lauren Brzezowski, who are 2 freshmen that I think will help our team this season. We lost 3 seniors that really had a great impact on our program last year, so they'll be tough to replace, but we're excited about the future, and we have a lot of really great young players.
Thank you, Coach. Now we'll open up the floor for questions.
Coach, you mentioned losing the 3 seniors, and not only were they impactful on the floor, but I know you always gave them accolades for their leadership skills. Who on your team now will take over that role, and what do you look for in a leader?
Yeah, that's a great question, and Nicole Elmblad, who's now applying to medical school, will be a doctor, led our team for the last couple of years, and she was a Big Ten Medal of Honor recipient. Saisha Gori had a tremendous season. She scored 30 points, was MVP of a tournament overseas the other day, and Shannon Smith just was a spark for us. So losing them is incredibly tough. I think we are going to turn to Madison Rostovsky, who's here with us today. She's a 4-year player in our program, as well as Danielle Williams, who's a junior for us, who's just shown a tremendous amount of leadership. And then a lot of it's going to fall on the shoulders of our young kids, but it's going to be more by committee this year, and that's kind of what we're trying to develop right now. We're trying to figure out who's going to step up and who's going to take that role and who's going to embrace that role. And we've given our upperclassmen a lot of that challenge. I've been meeting with the 4 of them as a group. There's 2 seniors, 2 juniors that have experience and have been with us for 3 years now. So we're spending a lot of time with them trying to cultivate their leadership skills.
Hey, Kim, as you look at Caitlin, can you see a development? You said her game's rounding into it, but does she kind of understand that now being the targeted person, it's a little different than
it's way different. We've tried to explain that to her, but just like we've tried to explain how difficult freshman year is, I think sometimes you have to experience that. So we know this year, obviously, she's probably going to be, defended by the other team's best player, sometimes double teamed. People are going to really try to focus on her, and that's why I think it's important that we have other people that can step up. But she's really worked extremely hard on her game in the off season, and I think there was a lot to her game that she wasn't able to show last year because of confidence, because of how physical it was, because of the adjustment, and because we had such a senior-laden team. So she's going to show this year some things that she's capable of doing that she wasn't able to show last year, but she also knows now that people are going to be keying for her, and that's going to be a major adjustment for her this season. Definitely. We really have focused on that, and we try to bump her, be physical with her, have the guys are always defending her, throw 2 people at her, just mix things up on her to kind of try to simulate what she's going to face this season.
Hi, Coach.
Hi.
You just signed a contract extension this offseason. What about the University of Michigan has made you feel at home, and where do you envision the program is headed moving forward?
I feel like the University of Michigan is the greatest university in the world, and I left the East Coast, a place that I had lived for 40 years, left my parents, left my siblings, and everything I knew because I really believed in what the University of Michigan stood for. And not only from an athletic standpoint, but just the entire culture and their commitment to excellence in everything they do. So the extension for me was unbelievable, and it's a place that I call home and I want to be for a very long time.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
You guys had a pretty deep run in the WNIT, and I know that with the team being very young, how impactful do you think it was having that deep postseason tournament experience, and how has it affected the team in practices early in the season?
The postseason experience was incredible because it gave us an extra month of practice, and during that month, we changed things up a little bit, so we gave an opportunity for our younger kids who hadn't played a lot during the regular season to get some game experience in the postseason. So our freshmen that are now sophomores and our sophomores that are now juniors got a lot of experience during that time, and it was an extra month of practice, and any time that you can get more practice and more opportunities to gain experience is invaluable. So that run was incredible, and I think it gave us some confidence coming into this season.
Good morning, Coach. Can you step into the color analyst chair for a second and give us a little play-by-play on Hallie Thome? How good is she? How much of an impact player do you expect her to be, and how has she performed so far?
Golly. As a coach, you never want to say too much too soon because you don't know, and kind of gives me a little bit of a pit in my stomach even thinking about it. But for any freshman, and all you guys know this too, for any freshman to be able to come in and contribute and impact your program their freshman year means that they're pretty special. And I know we're only a week into practice, but I've left every day going, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And I don't really ever say that about anyone. So I think she has a chance to be really good. I mean, I really do think she has a chance to be really good. And she's up and down, as she will be all season. But to be 6'5", to have great hands, to be able to run, to be able to block shots, to be able to, catch the ball, we just throw the ball up now. It's funny, I've never really had anybody that you could just throw the ball up to, and my kids are starting to try to figure out, just throw her the ball, and she's doing it against the boys, which for a high school kid who's probably never really had to go against boys every single day, and she's finishing against them, she's blocking these guys' shots. The boys are kind of embarrassed, and they're not coming back anymore, so if she can have that impact for us during the season, it will be great.
Coach, thank you very much, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
Yep.